Hello there everyone, this is Celtic Guardian 30. Today we're going to be doing a few big parts here today for Phantasy Star 4 on the Sega Genesis collection. For this one, we'll be doing many parts that's going to be done over a lot of time. So for this one, we're going to start with part 1. In this one, we're starting over at, let's see, what was it? Edo. And they're going to their first mission in the town of Learning, which I forgot its name right off the bat already. But this one I'm going to be doing something really different, as you will soon see in a moment or two. On the left side you're seeing right now is going to be me actually playing the game. And on the right hand side of where the map is, I'll be putting down the status of each character that's in the party. So whenever time they level up, I will actually be turning the numbers in and changing them on the fly. And also I'll be discussing strategies of how to take on bosses and certain enemies here and there to give you guys a fighting chance. So as you can see right about there on the right, you saw the name of Chaz Ashley. That is your main character. Then the next one's coming up is Alice Bragwin, and I know there's going to be a whole bunch of different changes going on throughout the course of these many part games, or videos in this case. So it's going to be changing constantly. So right here he's talking about to the party that there's been a bit of a monster that's appearing within the academy in the basement. So they want you to investigate and destroy that nest. Well, not destroy, but mainly to investigate. Also, their reputation's on the line, so it's a little bit of a hush hush, nudge nudge. So yeah, now he's starting to freak out a little bit. That means, oh yeah, he's hiding something. But also throughout the course of the game as well, I won't be going to the status of the actual person in question. So when they level up, you'll see it as on the right. So now we're just heading our way into the basement where we're going to meet our third party member right there. His name is Han Melee, or Malay. You'll notice that he may be weaker than the rest of the other two, but he has mentality that actually works well, and he'll learn a lot of support skills, actually not skills, techniques. And instead of, okay, let's start with the talk here of difference between magic and tech. Since magic is not really existent in this world, except for say a few, all the techniques they've been learning goes towards technical power. And skills is their own skills, so it's not universal, but well, tech is. And this is like you're watching a bit of an anime kind of thing, but this is one of the best few JRPG games I've played since Shining Force 2. And here we go. So first there you'll see looks like a creature. That one I'll describe him, and then once we get to the next battle, because his name will appear. And that is a Xanaphalag. Now these guys are your basically weaklings run of the mills, easy to defeat, but they don't hold too much power. So just basically do just attacks after attacks, just straight attacks, and you'll beat them eventually. Now the item you saw me pick up there earlier is actually something that's really helpful called a monomate. Monomates, they are weak mindset that does recover HP, so it could go up to at least 50. If I'm guessing correctly, it's also reflected upon mentality, or in this case, mental. Now the second enemy right there you saw there was a Zoran Bolt, a little bit stronger than the Xenophalags, but not as much. Okay, so we'll head over to the second part of the basement. We're gonna keep on going here. Then we're going to the, two Zoran Bolts. Alright, now, there's a good way to grind for experience early on in the game. And also, like I said, these guys don't pose too much threat. Once they're defeated, I think we level up here. Yes, we do. So Chaz got a lot more strength, mentality, dexterity, agility. So all of his stats basically go up by a notch. So also the other thing I did too for the stats information, I'm just going by max stats. So not current, but max. And as you saw there, Han also leveled up. So this actually would be great to have two characters that are leveled up. Well, Alice is at level 7. So the first boss we're gonna fight is very easy to beat. But I will say for certain, if I didn't take my time, I would say I'd be grinding this for hours just to get up to a certain point because of a little glitch technique. Well, not glitch, but I would say more of a farming ability if you do it rightly. Alright, I'm just sitting down here. There we go. Alright, so we're now in the main area. We're going to use Monomate to restore Chaz's HP from 4 down to back up to 31. And this boss here is known as the Igla Nova. Now, he has only 2 types of attacks. The first one is called Fission, which allows him to summon forth a Xanapalag. And this is where the farming comes into effect if you do it this way. So I boosted everyone's stats with Sauna, which increases agility, but allows you to dodge more easily. Vision increases dexterity, so you can do more hits and also more critical hits at the juncture. Shift with Chaz, and then soon later right now with Han. These two abilities coincide one another. Just with your mentality as the main source, you're actually increasing by that mentality's power. So for Alice to use both Shift and Sonar, you're actually increasing their stats of that probably stats by 12. So Chaz is at now 31 attack power, and over for agility 20. Now agility has a little bit of a weird length to it, if you will. That it actually increases speed, but also not percently. It does increase your defense, and with that, Igla Nova is dead. And I think Chaz is the only one that levels up. Yeah. So what they're doing is they're discussing about those whole monster tubes and things here, and they're kind of pointing fingers. Okay, so now if they're bringing the monsters here, yeah, they're hoarding the monsters against the entire planet, I would assume, but Han says this is his first time seeing those. So now they're going to return. We're going to go back up to the principal's area, and we're going to get some answers. So this is just basically a straightforward shot back up the stairs. So we'll take on these guys just for laughs and giggles. And since we surprise attacked them, we didn't get hurt that time. Oh yeah, Han did increase the level. Oh, and also you learned the Watt technique, which is known as water. So he can learn also some techniques as well. And yeah, he's gonna start saying I lie, but she sees it right through him. And also hint, if you make a lady mad like that, don't lie your ass off, mates. Because that is the most dangerous thing you could do. Now he explains what was going on prior to what was saw in the basement. Also, the reason why I'm going to put this on as a side note to why I like this game a lot, besides the gameplay, it's delve into its story. So it's really good. If you guys got time to play it yourselves, I would personally recommend it. It is on the Sega Genesis collection. It's for the PS4. Also, you can download for the PS5 as well. And right there is our main villain for this section here. Well, not really. We're not going to meet him just yet on this part, but we will in later parts. But he is what we call the main bad guy. Oh yeah, that's actually kind of funny if you think about it that way. She does warn about, yeah, if you're gonna go out there, just remember it's egg-laying season for sandworms. So yeah, you might be needing our help. So we'll come along with the price. Okay, now we're gonna actually leave this academy, and we're gonna head up to a little village that I will name shortly when we get there. Originally, what I was planning to do was I was going to actually go to the inn, but we're going to actually go out further since our stats are still good. So from Patea, that's the name, Patea. We're going to head from Patea over to this little village right over here. But first we got to deal with these monsters here. Some monster flies and some crawlers. Now these guys are a little bit tougher, but we just have to prove we're a lot tougher than they are. So we're tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties. Everyone else got this crawler beaten. And he's gone. So you're getting way more experience in the outside world than any spot right at the moment we're at. And we're in the town of Mile. Now for what I did in this area here, I went to the inn first. And depending on where you go, there's some good money you can save on going to different places like small stuff like 30 Macedas, like for Mile. That's your best bet. Because a lot of places will charge more, but if you go to other villages you've been before, you're actually saving a lot more that way. Okay, so the next place we're going to go to is the weapon and armor shop. Now, this is always good if you want to save up on money and buy some good stuff here, like any weapon shop. So first we're going to see what we have for items wise. We only have an antidote, so we're going to go back to the buy. We're going to get a steel sword for Chaz, because he could actually switch them with that way, and we're going to buy a slasher for Alice, and slasher is a bladed boomerang. But if you notice, I didn't buy anything for Han for one reason, because when you buy the sword, you're gonna get the 200 knives that Chaz used, so you can actually save money that way. But we're not gonna give him 2 daggers. We're just gonna give him the 1, and we'll sell the rest. Because you want to keep that shield with Han, because he could take way more damage that way than without. So you're basically giving yourself more defense. Then we're gonna go back over here, and we're actually gonna buy another leather shield for Alice. Or did I? I thought I did. Well, that's okay. That's okay, because we're gonna actually now go to the next town over. We can't go across the quicksand, but we will sometime. So we're gonna head over to the next village. We're gonna deal with some creatures here. And now, as you notice, we're dealing a lot more damage against these guys. And with swords for Chaz, he actually gets not just a power-up, but also a defense mod, since it's a two-handed weapon. Now, we're here in the village of Zema. But as you notice, we can't talk to anybody right now, because they're all turned to stone by that asshole, pardon my French, asshole, Zeo. Now we're going to explore Burnt Valley over here, so we're going to see a lot more of these Zanapa logs and Zoram bolts. Not really much to worry about, so these guys are easy to hit in one hit. But there is another creature we're going to be careful of around here, and that is the was it the Screamer Fly, Flutters Fly, I guess. Now we're gonna get the carbon shield for Han, but we're also gonna equip the leather shield to Alice, so she could take more hits as well. So we're not doing more damage, which is good. Oh, so more Zenana flags. Okay. I'm just moving up here so I can sit back down properly. Now with the victory, we got a little bit of experience and money, so we're going to keep on exploring. Oh, there it is. Ow. Flatter plant, that's what it was, a flatter plant. Good thing I got on that carbon shield, or else he would have taken at least double the damage. Now we got another monomate. Always helpful, always helpful. Because if we didn't, I'd be tapping into everyone's technical points that they learned the rest technique. What rest does is basically it's the same thing as monomate. It just restores HP equal to the mentality as a base. So now we're going to head over to the right over here. Yes, we're going right to the right. And we're going to pick up a carbon suit. Now we put that to Alice, and she has way more defense. Oh, we got more flatter plates to deal with. Awesome. So now, yeah, with her equipped with the carbon suit, she'll not take as much damage. And he's getting frustrated, I could tell. Now we're going to trigger a cutscene. Yeah, so now we know there's a way to cure them called Ashline. It was actually made in the village of Voltavaids, we'll see, known as the town of Malcolm. But however, since there's more damage, not damage, but danger, she says, we'll go along with you for, say, 500. Oh, we're getting more money because Han does pay. So we're fighting against more crawlers, easy peasy. Also, since we double leveled up, Chaz learned the light technique called Sue, which basically hurts a lot of creatures that are evolved in the darkness. Oh, not these guys. Okay, this is dangerous. We gotta retreat on this one. And now there's no shame in running, because if any of our guys that are on our team are low on HP, best run. Now we come across these guys again. Now this one I think I was trying to do a combination, but depending on the speed, that's where I was throwing myself off. Because if you could do it in the right order and combination, techniques, you can actually pull off some amazing combos, which I will describe later on in this video. So now we ride in the village of Molcom, and yeah, you're not going to get anything out of this because it's destroyed. But we do encounter a temporary guy that will fight with us, and you know him well, it's Rune. So you can tell on the stats by Rune over here, he is actually pretty powerful at level 17. Because he is a wizard. And also you can tell there, Alice is kind of blushing a little bit. So with Rune, you actually have way more access to attack skills and techniques and magic attacks. Because he is one of the few wizards that could actually use real magic in the game. And now we're in the village of Krupp. So we're going to rest over here just to be on the safe side. We're also going to get some armor. Like some upgrades for armor. And also actually a hidden secret in this game. If you actually go to the back of the actual armor shop, because this store is actually owned by Han's family. The Mollies. Or the Mahlas, rather. So we're going to equip each of them with some carbon armor, suits and helmets. And you shall be able to be way more stronger in defense. So everyone is in their upper 20, over their 20s for defense, so you can take a lot more damage. And also we'll sell these leathers on the side. Oops, first, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm kind of still getting over a bit of my little cold over here, so I do apologize in advance. So equipping her with the carbon shield, we're actually giving Alice more defense over 30s. So she could take a lot like a tank. Now also we're going to buy some items here that we're going to need. So like 2 monomates and a telepipe. Now telepipe is basically known as a teleportation pipe, which has the power of Ryoka, which is the same word as teleport. Now this only works when you go to places you already visited. And the item that you saw there called a Scapa pipe, which has the power of Hinnas, which allows you... Oh, well, I'll treat you guys to this scene, so I'll shut thy mouth up now. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yes, the Escapipe. So Escapipe has the power of Hinnas, which allows you to escape from any dungeon back over to the opening map or the area that you were in last in. Okay, so we're fighting against now a Locusta. Powerful enemy, but to ruin, easy peasy with a flaily. Because they have 75 HP. So now we're going north and we're going to go east towards a cave. Oh, pardon me again. And he's going to reveal that that was actually real magic. Now we're in the Valley Maze, and this is going to be an area going towards the village of Tomoe. Now blobs, they are hard to kind of beat if you do physical attack, but magical techniques and magical skills will beat them all in a snap. So we're going to keep on exploring here, and if we see any more blobs, we simply use magic attacks, or if there's like one or two, we'll use one single technique, but if there's multiple, we'll use multiple techniques, or attacks that hit every target. And we'll go into this room here, we should find some money. Oh no, antidote in this case, my bad. So most times in here you'll find should be two types of bosses, not bosses, but enemies in here. There'll be the blobs as you see here, and also there should be some green carriers, known as the carrier crawlers. And also, yeah, sand newts, can't forget about those little buggers. Now, oh yes, we were gonna try this technique again, but unfortunately, like I said, you had to set up the macros, which is translated as techniques, or combos rather. So you can set them up the way you want to set them up. So we're taking the agility out of the complex here, and we're gonna build it from there. So we'll go to macro. So I'm gonna set up Alice using the Fio technique. Then I'm gonna have Chaz use the Sue. Hand with Watt first, then Chaz with the Sue technique, and then with Rune I don't think I had to use it yet, but we will let him use his Wood Cane. The reason why, because Wood Cane actually has an ability. It can heal. It has the power of SAR, which allows you to heal everybody. Like a small amount of HP, sure, but it does heal for free, and it's not used as a one-shot item. Okay, so like I said, it depends on your speed. Like if you can time it just right, then you could pull off a technique, like a powerful skill. So come on, the timing's gotta be right about here. So we're gonna head into this little section here. And oh, I see a chest. And it is money! 300 Mercedes! Then we'll get out of this room, then we'll head over to the left. Oh, okay, we got 3 blobs. Okay, let's do it. Hopefully, yes we did! Tri-Blaster! If you know the right skills and the right techniques, you can time, like, not just time it wise, but also if you can put them in the correct order as well, you can pull it off. But some techniques, you need either the upgraded versions or a certain skill when you learn it. So for this one, I was tempted to try another technique combo. Unfortunately, I just remembered I had to have upgrade versions of either the wind spell or the water spell at the same time, or if you feel lucky, you can do the same thing with the fire technique as well. But you need to have the same wind spell to pull it off. Okay, so we're out of the cave here, and now we're going to the village of Tone. So we're gonna. So that there is actually a Multivean. So we're considered humanoids, but the ones with the faces like those are Multiveans. But also we can now get some powerful upgrades. But the only thing is, it is a little cha-ching. So we bought some standard upgrades for our three fighters. So we have Alice with a titanium slasher, Chaz with his titanium sword, and Han with the titanium dagger. But also, here's what you should do too, and this is I would recommend. You might have, if there's any power member you know that's gonna leave, if you know the whole story inside and out, you can actually unequip their gear and sell it. But I think I did try to keep the wood cane, but I end up selling it. I think I did, yeah. Okay, I did sell the circlet. I did sell that. Okay, no, I didn't. I didn't sell it. Good. Because wood canes are easily the best item to have in this early in the game. Just for the healing power. Except I think it was made from the branches of the certain tree. Except I won't have enough money to buy anything at the moment. So with that in mind, we're gonna actually head over to the inn just to recover our technical power. Then we're gonna go see a very important Multivean. So we'll take over to the right over here, up towards this hut over here. And there's our guy, Grandfather Dorian. He knows everything. And did I mention that literally everything? He's like Master Roche for Dragon Ball Z. He's a pervert. So now that they know where the ash line is, because Grandfather Dorian told them, however, since he says it's a bit dangerous out there, we're going to be getting a new companion instead of Rude. But we're taking Grizz. He's a Multivean. He is really strong. Even though he's level 7, his attack power is actually matches with our guy Chaz right at the moment. But he has more of the HP side and also way more to hits because he has all titanium gear. But his mentality is kind of low, and also with agility at 6, he will be a bit sluggish. But looks are not always everything. Play the right, you will win a lot of battles with him. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this part 1 of our trek of Journey of Phantasy Star 4. This is Celtic Garden Ford, a 30, signing off.